Appreciate y'all tuning in to the YouTube video, y'all boys. We got some stuff to run over, stuff to talk about, but join the Discord down below. Follow the TikTok. All my links is in the description. But we finna get into fighter pay, y'all boys. You know, some that been discussed for the longest, some that been talked about forever, some that still gets talked about to this day. And people have different opinions and different views about fighter pay. Of course, you know, from the outside looking in, we don't know everything. But if you was looking at it like sports, like this sport, they don't get paid that much as other sports. And you know, sometimes I'm like, I don't understand that, but you got to look at it from the other perspective as well. It's a lot of perspectives that's out there, but them going in there and fighting like basically to death, it's kind of like they ain't getting paid that much money. Like, I think the standard UFC contract is like 10 and 10 or 15 and 15, and it's like, okay, you get 10 for fight here, 10 fight here, and then if you fight 4 times a year, you make $40,000, and you will make more. Like Sean Strickland said, you'll make more working at Walmart. Like, you would. And hearing that, I'm like, man, that is kind of crazy. If you fight 4 times, and that's a lot, because some fighters barely get 2 in. So if you got a standard 10 and 10, you just got in the UFC, or even 15 and 15, like that's over a little over 50 grand, like for 4 times, like that's not nothing really, bro. It's not. And I'm I'm about to give y'all what I would do to try to get the fighters paid more, but then again, it has to be some balance. Cause like, I'm gonna make this point right now. Like, this is gonna be my number one, but I'm gonna balance out this. Like, if a fighter fights 1 time, they might never fight again. Like, if a fighter got paid as much as the other sports and they're getting all these millions and everything, they might fight once and never fight again, bro. Like, for real, that's the truth. So I see why they don't want to put, you know, every fighter gets $300,000. Every fighter gets $100,000 every fight. They might fight, twice and not fight again for another year and a half. They might fight once, be good for that year, and not fight again. Like, I understand it, bro. But that's my number one. Fighters might fight once and never again if they were paid the same as other sports. Like, that's true. Like, imagine if, like, because it's a fighter's choice if they want to fight or not. If, like, in the UFC, not the UFC, in the NFL, like, you got games and you got a season and everything. So they showing up, unless they injured, they showing up and they fight. They get game checks in the NFL. So imagine if that was the same as fighters. If fighters got I ain't gonna say it like that, but like, if a fighter got a base salary of like $300,000, and some fighters do, but if every fighter did, imagine that. Some fighter, like, that's at the bottom that just got there, he fights, he loses, but he still gets that. He still gets that money. It's like, damn, I still just made 200,000. I still just made 100,000, and I lost. I don't really got to fight for the rest of the year. I can really just chill on this money. I can just go invest this money, go do something else. Like, that's probably what fighters would do. And granted, I know Dana White, this is a $1 billion company, so I get why Dana White doesn't like want to just give the fighters all this money, because then again, you need the fighters to fight, and if they ain't gonna fight, you ain't got no product to put on TV, because at the bottom you can't pay everybody the same. Even in these other sports, they ain't all getting paid the same. Yeah, they getting paid more, but they ain't all getting paid the same. But if you had a base salary of like $300,000, a fighter would probably fight once and not fight for another, like, maybe 2 years. $300,000, that's a good bit of money, bro. Especially for fighting, and if you lose, you still get the money. Not to mention like sponsorships or anything like that. I'm gonna get into that as well. So it's kind of like a lose-lose. Like, if a fighter gets paid that much money, they're gonna fight 1 time and not fight again. Like, they'll fight 1 time this year and probably not fight again until like late next year, if everybody got the same base salary and everybody got paid the same. Bring me to point number 2. If you win by finish, you get an extra 20K. Fight of the night, you get 100,000 each. 50K performance of the night bonus is good. So hear me out. If you win by finish, like any type of finish, you get an extra $20,000. So let's say you getting that standard 10 and 10, but you win by finish. Okay, boom. You got any type of finish, 20,000. That's for anybody. It can, like, this will help, because some fighters wouldn't get, like Reyes. He didn't get a performance of the night bonus for his knockout over Nikita Krylov, and that's crazy. But even if he didn't get the 50K and you did a 20K finish incentive, that's still an extra 20K in his pocket. Like, he could just break bread, with his base purse with his team, but he got an extra 20K he just got in his pocket. Hear me out when I say that. Because some fighters, they won't get performance of the night. And you're like, bro, didn't get performance of the night. It's because the UFC doesn't want to just hand everybody $50,000. That's exactly why. Now, if you just did a 20K finish incentive, a 20K finish bonus, where if you just finish your opponent, you get an extra 20K, that's calm right there. Like, that's cool. Like, 20K, and they already, some fighters getting 10 and 10, 15 and 15, even 20 and 20. Like, that's extra right there. Like, that's cool, because your whole, let's say you on 15 and 15. Okay, you win 15. No, you show up 15, you win 15. That's 30 bands. Okay, and then you finish your opponent. That's 50 bands right there. Like, you're good. Like, instead of just having 15 for winning and a 15 for starting, 15 for winning, and then you done right there, you got a chance to make an extra $20,000. This will make fighters want to finish each other more. Whereas they know, like, there's a chance they won't even get performance of the night. Because you got to have not even always you got to be spectacular. Sometimes they'll just give it out. But I believe you threw a 20K finish incentive for every fighter who finishes, like, that's good right there. Everybody gets paid a little more. 20K ain't nothing to the UFC. Fight of the night, you get $100,000 each. I think that's good. Instead of 50 a piece, I think $100,000. Like, because fight of the night, it's 100K. It's broke in between the fighters. I think if you gave the people who got fight of the night 100K each, that's great. Like, that's great right there, bro. Because you only do one fight of the night. So why not just do a $200,000? Well, you don't even got to do that. Just give them both $100,000 each. For Gaethje and Max, they did $300,000 a piece. So I think, bro, and I know that was UFC 300 special occasion, but dog, if you do 100, like, that's perfect. Like, that's perfect. Because they just went out there and they had a war. That's fight of the night. They most likely had a war. So if they most likely had a war, pay them off. Like, just pay 100K. Like, I think that's good. I think that's good. I think, I don't think nothing wrong with that. Then my last one, 50K performance of the night bonus is good. Yes. If you get performance of the night, you just get your 50K. But on top of that, if you get a finish, that's an extra 20K. So that's 70K. So in all, a performance of the night is going to be a finish. So if you get a finish plus that 50K, that's an extra 70K right there. It might not seem like not a lot because it's really not for the UFC, but 20K, like 50K to 70K, that's good, bro. Because then you got some extra money in your pocket, for performance of the night. Instant 20K finish bonus on top of your 50K performance of the night bonus. And it's rare that a fighter will get, performance of the night and fight of the night. But if you do, boom, you just got 100K, you got 50K, and you got an extra 20K. Like, that's good money right there. That's good money. But let me move on to my next point. Fighters get a flat payout and 30% deducted if they miss weight. What y'all think about that? Fighters get a flat payout. So when I say flat payout, it's not like a show and win. So I think, let's say like this. How it's some standard contracts are 20 and 20. And like, if you win, you get 20. Show up, you get 20. What if you just did a 40K base salary? Like, you just get 40K for just being there. Fighting though, but you have to fight. Like, once the fight is over, you get your 40K. Once the fight is over, like, if you double it, like, once the fight is over and you getting like 50 and 50, you get your fat 100K. You don't got to worry about if you lose, your paycheck getting cut in half. Because imagine that, bro. Imagine if you won. No, if you showed up, made weight, went through the whole process, long, grueling fight camp and everything, but you come up short. And then you making that 20 and 20, but you get that cut in half. So now you get just 20,000. And now you got to pay your team. You got to do all these stuff. You got to do taxes coming out of that as well. So, and then depending on where you fight at, taxes is going to be a lot. The taxes is going to be pretty, hefty. So I think if you just did flat payouts, but you could do lower. Because then if a fighter is getting 20 and 20 and you just jumped at the 40, just a 40,000 flat payout after the fight is over, they might fight once, then fight again. And then if they fight 3 times a year, they just made over $100,000, and not to mention sponsorships, like, as well. And the performance of the night, the fight of the night, and the extra 20K bonus as well if they getting finishes. So that's extra money. You got a chance to make extra $60,000 just off getting finishes. Like, that's good money. Like, that's good money. But I understand what Dana White is trying to do. Like, he doesn't want to pay them all this money and then they don't fight for a while. Because you need your fighters, but at the same time, you gotta pay. Like, Fighters at the top, they make good bread. You know, fighters have been around a long time. They make good bread. But these fighters that just now getting in, I understand that you don't want to just be paying fighters and then they don't amount to anything. But that's why I said you can just do a flat payout of $40,000 instead of doing 20 and 20 or 10 and 10. You just do a flat payout of 20K. And then even if you cut them after that or cut them after a couple performances, they just made $40,000 off those two performances. You know, even though they got cut. Because at the end of the day, you need money to live, bro, and they're sacrificing their life. Anybody who steps in that cage is a warrior. Moving on to my next point. Oh yeah, I forgot the 30% deducted if you miss weight. I think that's good. If you miss weight, I don't care about how much you missed it by. If you miss weight, you should have 30% of your purse deducted. I think they do 15% or 20%, but you need 30% just flat deducted if you miss weight. Number 4, if you turn around in less than 75 days, you get a 12% bonus on your next fight purse. What do y'all think about that? If you just fought, let's say you just fought in January, because 75 days, it's like 2.5 months. That's 60 days plus another 15 days, so that's 2.5 months. So let's say you fight in January and then you fight in March. You fight mid-March. Like that's a quick turnaround, bro. Like that's great. That's great. You got, let's say you fight January 15th, then you get a good knockout and you get all those incentives that I went over, and then you turn around, you take no damage, and you turn around, you fight in March. That's perfect. Like, that's good. Like, if you turn around and listen 75 days, you get a 12% bonus. Because then fighters are like, bro, if I stay active, I can get bonuses on my check. I can get bonuses on my check. And granted, we don't know what goes on in every UFC fighter's contract. But imagine if the fighters got a bonus, even a 10% bonus if they turn around fast. That's great. That's good money. That's extra money. Like, all this stuff. And it ain't like you just going bankrupt giving this money to the fighters because they got to perform. But at the same time, they stepping in there. They got families to feed. So I think this will be good. It'll encourage fighters to want to stay active. Because if you turn around less than 75 days, and I know these camps hard and everything, but some warriors can do it. Some fighters can do it. They can turn around. You mean to tell me Malcolm Wellmaker can't turn around and fight again in less than 75 days? Come on, bro. He just got a crazy knockout over Chris Moutinho. I think he could. Imagine if he got a 12% bonus. On top of that, he might get another performance of the night. So that's good money, bro. I'm telling you, that's good money. But that's my 4th point, bringing me to my last and final point. Let fighters wear 2 sponsors on their shorts. Just let them wear 2. You don't got to go crazy. Let their shorts be filled with all kinds of sponsors. Let them pick their own 2 sponsors they want to wear in their shorts. And then however much money they get from those sponsors. Now, it don't got to be no crazy sponsor. Like, they could talk to you before time. It don't got to be no crazy sponsor or a sponsor that's that'll be in violation or something like that. It can just be a sponsor that, like a little Happy Dad sponsor or something, bruh. Like, it can just be like a Sprite sponsor or something like that. Any type of sponsor, just let them wear on that shirt. Not any type, but 2 of their choosing that's good, that won't come in violation with any like TV rights or anything. Let them wear it on their shorts, bro. Because then they get an extra sponsorship money. That might be an extra $2,500 right there. Might be an extra $5,000 right there. Just let them wear at least 2 sponsors. These shorts don't gotta be cluttered with sponsors. It don't gotta just be one. The short don't gotta just be one big sponsor design. Just want to wear 2 little small patches on their shorts, the sponsor patches on their shorts, and just be cool. Just make them. They gotta be like a certain size. They can't be too big. They can be that size or smaller. That's good right there. That's extra money for the fighters that they can make. And I know, it's sponsors for the shorts and everything, but let them pick their own 2 sponsors as well, bro. Because you need money to survive. And they in there, they doing the most like hard sport in the world. So I think that's cool, bro. I think that's good. But y'all let me know. Fighters might, this my number 1. Fighters might fight once and never fight again if they're paid the same as other sports. Yes. 2, if you win by finish, you get an extra $20K. Fight of the night, you get $100,000 each. $50K performance of the night bonus. That's cool. Then you got fighters get a flat payout and 30% deducted if they miss weight. Number 4, if you turn around in less than 75 days, you get a 12% bonus on your next fight purse. 5, let fighters wear 2 sponsors on their shorts. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that, bro. I think that's pretty valid. The fighters get more money, and and then you ain't going crazy and just, giving them too much money to where if they fight once, they probably ain't gonna fight again. Like, y'all let me know, bro. But I appreciate y'all tuning in to another YouTube video. We're gonna keep these coming. Y'all let me know what else y'all want to see, and I got it coming out for y'all boys. I love y'all boys, and as always, I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.